Hi, welcome to the other 167. For our meditation today, let us turn to the Old Testament in the Bible, 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7. Chapter 16, verse 7. But the Lord said to Samuel, "Do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him." The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. The first king of Israel, King Saul, was rejected by God because he disobeyed. God guided the prophet Samuel to Bethlehem to choose and anoint a king. And as God told Samuel, he called for a sacrifice and invited especially Jesse and his sons. When the eldest son of Jesse, Eliab, passed that way, Samuel thought in his heart, "Oh, this is the man God has anointed." That is the time when God told Samuel the prophet, "Do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him." The other sons, Abinadab, Shammah, and other sons of Jesse, passed through that before Samuel, and Samuel did not get an yes from God. That is the time when Samuel asked a very interesting question to Jesse: "Are these all the sons you have?" So Jesse answered, "There is still the youngest. He is tending the sheep." That is the time when David was brought in. The Bible records in verse 12, he was glowing with health and had a fine appearance and handsome features about David. Then the Lord said, "Rise and anoint him. This is the one." So Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the presence of his brothers. We know in God's word that David was a man after God's own heart. God chose him because of the heart of David. There are three things I would like to bring about what God desires from our heart. 1. Integrity of heart. We should not be pretentious, we should not be hypocrites, but we should be people who are genuine. We should not be saying one thing and doing another thing. Jesus was harsh about the religious leaders of that day, Pharisees. In chapter 23 of Matthew, verse 27, "Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You are like whitewashed tombs, which look beautiful on the outside, but on the inside are full of bones of the dead and everything unclean. In the same way, on the outside you appear to people as righteous, but on the inside you are full of hypocrisy and wickedness." God hates hypocrisy. Let's be people of integrity. Proverbs chapter 4 verse 23 says, "Above everything else, guard your hearts, because it is the wellspring of life." Point number 2. God looks at the inclinations of the heart. What's our desire? Where is our mind and heart focused on? On the Sermon on the Mount, when Jesus spoke, after he spoke about prayer and fasting in chapter 6, he spoke like this: "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy, and where thieves break in and steal, but store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moths and vermin do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, your heart will also be." So God is looking at the inclinations of the heart. What is our desire? Where is our focus on? And point number 3. God is looking at a heart of purity. When Jesus told, "Blessed is the pure in heart, for they will see God." Is our heart harboring bitterness, envy, malice, or unforgiveness? Or is our heart pure and clean? David prayed like this in Psalm 139. "Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. God is looking for a heart of integrity. God is looking at the inclinations of the heart. God is looking at the purity of the heart. Let us be people who are people of integrity of heart. Our inclinations are right and focused on godly matters, and we have a heart which is pure, without any kind of filth, any kind of grudges or bitterness, envy, but pure in heart. Because God will be delighted in such heart. God is looking at a heart of purity, integrity, with inclinations are right. May God bless us with these words. Thank you.